and welcome to this video. Before I start, I just want to explain that I am not getting paid by any of these products to recommend them. But Huel, if you're listening and you want to give me loads of free stuff, then... In this video, I'm going to be covering a few things. First of all, I'm going to talk a bit about Huel nutritional powder, D-Ribose powder, a supplement, and I'm going to be sharing a recipe that I've concocted that combines both these things, and it really helps give me strength. Even when my appetite is normal, I often drink it as it gives me a little boost, especially when I'm increasing my activity levels. But it has also been life-saving when I am suffering with appetite loss. I'm really struggling to eat solid food. When I first got ill, my appetite was one of the first things to go. Around the time, I assume, when I picked up Ross River virus, I really struggled to eat. Every time I was eating, it felt like I was just eating poison, and it just made me feel so much worse. Interestingly, I have recently read that can be your body's natural defense mechanism at not feeding microbes. So that does make sense. If you know more about that, then feel free to tell me. But for me, appetite loss is something that went on for quite a while, and it still happens from time to time. So, you know, I have had to come up with something to combat this, because otherwise not eating is not very good. So Amber has just joined me on another video. She's just loving these at the minute. So a while ago, when I was going through a really bad patch, I was really struggling to eat and my energy was just so low. And I started experimenting with smoothies and pea protein, and eventually my boyfriend gave me a packet of Huel powder. And at first I was really against trying it. I've always thought, like, having your meal in a liquid form can't be healthy. But this was desperate times, so I did a bit of research on it. According to Huel's website, the powder is a nutritionally complete powdered food that is high in protein, fiber, low in sugar and salt, rich in phytonutrients, and contains a balanced macro split of carbohydrate, protein, fat, fiber, and all 26 essential vitamins and minerals. Huel powder meets the UK and EU reference nutrient intake RNI for all macro and micronutrients, and it is a sustained source of energy and has a wealth of other nutritional benefits. It's also full of amino acids and probiotics. Their website gives a full lowdown on what's in it, so I'll put a link in the description to it because I recommend checking that out. But I really wanted to see if anyone had any luck in using it for like chronic fatigue. Amber's just sneezing away. So I did search through some forums, and I actually came across some really encouraging posts. Someone said that they had suffered from chronic fatigue, ME, for the past year, and since using Huel, they've felt great and not fatigued, and even managed to exercise without the hangover that had been following it for the past year. And someone responded to this post saying that they have fibromyalgia, which offers similar exercise hangovers, and explained that Huel makes a truly remarkable difference to them, and they claim to have more energy to do the exercise in the first place, and recovery time is greatly reduced when their diet consists of roughly 60% Huel. And I found another post by an ME CFS sufferer who claimed to be taking vitamins costing £50 a month, and since they've been on Huel, he no longer takes the vitamins and doesn't have most of the symptoms anymore and has the energy to work 2 jobs. So after reading this, I was pretty convinced, and I was set to give this Huel stuff a go. I was pretty into making juices and smoothies at the time, so I thought rather than just making the Huel with water, which I think is the way it's recommended to make, that just sounds disgusting to me, I think. I started experimenting with different ingredients. Another thing I was experimenting with at the time was D-Ribose powder. I came across this supplement in I have no idea how to pronounce his name. I think it's Dr. Teitelbaum. He has a book called From Fatigue to Fantastic, and it's brilliant. I recommend reading it. He's done loads of studies on D-Ribose, and one of them was quite a large study. He found that D-Ribose significantly reduced clinical symptoms in patients suffering from fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. I have found it to be one of the few supplements that has been helpful for me. When I started taking it, I did feel a bit more energized. I wouldn't say for me it was life-changing, but you just have to have a look on Amazon reviews to see that D-Ribose has had a massive impact on so many people with chronic fatigue syndrome. One reviewer referred to D-Ribose as her magic dust for ME/CFS, stating that within a day or two of starting it, her pain virtually disappeared and that it's the best thing she's tried since 1993. Another person said that D-Ribose is the only thing that's helped with their energy levels with CFS, stating that their energy has gone from 10% to 70%. But there were loads of reviews like this. Like, if you just go on the Amazon, type in D-Ribose powder, it'll come up and you'll see loads of reviews. I can hear the dogs barking at the postman. Pepsi hates the postman with a passion. I'm going to share a link to Dr. Teitelbaum's lecture and health conference where he speaks about D-Ribose. It's really interesting to watch. And another thing that I add into the mix is cacao powder. This is the purest form of chocolate, and it allows you to get all the benefits of chocolate but without the refined sugar or saturated fat. Apparently, cacao is thought to be one of the foods with the highest source of magnesium, and it's also a good source of iron, potassium, naturally occurring protein and fibre. Many people believe that cacao powder can lift your mood and boost your energy levels because it contains a compound called, would you see me try to pronounce this, phenylethylamine. It's like a llama. That'll do. But ultimately, I put it in my smoothies because it tastes so flipping good. And if it comes with all those benefits, then even better. I'm gonna run through exactly what I put in my energy boosting smoothie. First of all, you'll need a blender of some form. A NutriBullet or even a hand blender would work. And these can be as cheap as $5. First of all, I add 1 banana. Then I add 1 scoop of Huel powder. A full Huel meal apparently has 2 scoops, but I find 1 creates the perfect consistency for me. Then I add 1 small 5-gram scoop of D-Ribose. It's usually powder, but I don't know why. For some reason this one has decided that it's now a liquid form. That's very strange, but I use a brand called Bulk, which can be found on Amazon, and it's pretty affordable. I think this bag was about £6. Then I put a big heap of cacao powder, probably about a heaped tablespoon. Then I top it up with plant milk of some form. And then, if I have it, I'll sometimes add some yogurt. Then I mix it all together. And it tastes like one big chocolate milkshake, so flipping tasty. I'm always so grateful of this drink when I'm struggling with appetite, as it just fills me up and does give me energy. And like I said, even when my appetite's normal, I sometimes will have this drink before I do a workout, and I find it gives me a bit more strength, and it does sometimes help preventing the post-exertional hangover. It also really helped me recently going through COVID, as I really struggled to eat during this time. But like I said at the start, there is the whole debate over, you know, if your body's telling you not to eat, then perhaps that is a defense mechanism against some infections. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that, but for me, the appetite loss is too much. Like, I need the energy. So, and lastly, as with all my videos I'm sharing, this is just what has worked for me and my recovery, and I don't know if it's going to help you, and you might want to speak to a nutritionist about using these supplements. It's really helped me, so I just wanted to share it. So that's all for this video. I am gonna go and enjoy my nice chocolatey, milkshakey energy drink, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.